out here now is, well, they may have drilled one hole, but it turns out they may have drilled another one next to it, and it might have been dry or dead. And so not all of them are documented, so why we know there's roughly over 412 or something wellheads and 206, I think, offshore. Those are the ones that we're going to focus on. And Hillary mentioned this geologic study, and this is something we're doing pretty close with state lands. They're helping us out. They're reviewing our plan. Our proposal went through, and as Hillary mentioned, it got accepted as an abstract, which is a big deal because we get a peer-to-peer review from other geologists and people in that field. So what we're aiming for in that study is the relationship between a lot of these wells and the ground that they're in, whether there's faults, fractures, because constantly what we see is we will abandon a wellhead, and within about 45 to 90 days, we'll see more coming up somewhere else.
Push another one.
Yeah, but that's, look, it's the nature of, you've got a pin cushion with 200 pins in it, and that's anthropogenic. We did that. Okay, the whole area is always leaking oil and seeping oil, but because it's natural and the way nature works, what we constantly see is there's bacteria. There's things in nature that can handle that amount of oil for the most part. But when things like this happen, which doesn't just happen in Summerland, it happens all over the place. This is a 100-year legacy of living, though, with wells that were unregulated and weren't properly abandoned. And that's something that Heal the Ocean is on top of with state lands. It's also something, because I've been involved in this process for 7 years now, since we found the first one leaking, that we decided to do a film on this. And that's, I have a production company. We've done a lot of Shark Weeks and crazy films, but this was pulling at my heart to do something about this problem. It started here in Summerland. This is the land of the very first offshore wells. And then came the offshore wells there, and it's propagated itself throughout the world. Do we want a legacy like this all over the planet? No. We're learning how to abandon them properly. And by Heal the Ocean stepping in and getting this funding, working together with state lands and our state senators, we're going to have hopefully the amount of money we need to be able to conquer 10 or 15, hopefully, a year by using a rig that we just move from point to point without having to bring a barge in here. We're going to get more done for less money, but we need that roadmap to be able to accomplish that goal, and that is where this geological study is starting it. It's also meeting requirements that we have to get SB 44 extended, which got us this money in the first place to tackle this problem. And that money was for the coast, right? It wasn't just for Santa Barbara. But as it turns out, the land of where Earth Day started, the big oil spill, and this, well, we're in need. It started here, and that money's, most of it's been going towards here, right? A little towards Haskell's.
Yeah. So I have a question. Just I've been a resident for 23 years in Summerland, a couple years now, the resident of Summerland Beautiful. What do you want from the community if we see something, or what do you want from the Summerland community to help?
Sure. Well, I get phone calls every week, whether it's sharks at Padero or oil, and that's what we need is your participation. And Dr. Leifer even said, well, we should be talking to groups like yours that monitor the beach every day, so when you do see this, we get the drone up in the air and we can pinpoint where another one's coming from. Like there's another one down there.
So basically, Heal the Ocean, text Ava, or Ava's commercial fisherman, but who's your go-to at
Heal the Ocean.
Heal the Ocean?